Good morning, ladies. Tracy Campbell here from SweetHomeStagingDesign.com, coming to you live this morning for a fun spring Easter craft. And I'm back for coffee and crafts. It's been a long time since we've done a coffee and crafts morning live, so if you're watching me live, grab your cup of coffee and sit with me for a little bit. I have a fun project today that we are going to be using some faux Easter eggs from Hobby Lobby and a few other items to create something super cute for your Easter and spring home decor. So grab a cup of coffee and join me for a little while this morning. This is going to be a fairly easy craft project and probably one that you may have seen. I have never made one, and so I'm just going to give it a whirl this morning and see where it takes me. It may be a flop, it may be a win, we'll see. But as you hop on, let me know where you're watching from. I'd like to welcome and meet you this morning and greet you and say good morning. And hopefully I'm going to see comments. I see some eyes watching, and that is awesome. So as you're hopping on, if you have anyone that you know that may be interested in our live video this morning, do this for me, okay? And we'll have lots of folks join us this morning for coffee and crafts. I'm excited. So let me hop in and show you what we're going to make today. If you see this in the front of my frame here, you probably already have a good idea of what we're going to be making. We're going to be making a Easter egg topiary tree. I know you've probably seen these online. They're on Pinterest everywhere, but there's lots of different ways to make them, lots of different styles and that kind of thing. Hey, Miss Darla. Hi, Joyce. Thanks for watching, ladies. And so I just thought I need an Easter egg tree, so I wanted to kind of give it a spin, my spin, if you will, and see how it turns out. We used to have a little Easter egg tree that I would let my kids like hang Easter eggs on, and it has since it's seen better days, and so it's probably gonna hit the garbage can this year. But I needed something to replace it, and so I thought this might be a good idea to try this morning. So this is what we're going with. So I'm using, I think this is from the Dollar Tree actually. This is just it's almost 12 inches tall foam cone. I think I got this from the Dollar Tree, maybe from Hobby Lobby, but either place you can get them, or even Walmart. Yes, Darla, you caught me live. So good to see you on this morning. And we're going to be using some faux eggs. Now, I grabbed these at Hobby Lobby just about a week ago, and so I know these are easily to get, but you could improvise and use whatever you have on hand. Plastic eggs will work fine. Hi, Carol from Oklahoma. Thanks for watching this morning. Welcome. And then I have some smaller eggs, and these are also from Hobby Lobby, and I've used these all throughout my home already for the spring decorating season, but I'm going to be, I think, mixing and matching some of the sizes of my eggs on my tree. We'll see how it turns out. And then I have a bag of this green this green moss. I love the green because it reminds me of spring, of course. And then, of course, we're going to be using hot glue. We're going to be using some ribbon, maybe. And I pulled out Mod Podge and some chalk paint, possibly. I don't know. I just grabbed a bunch of things that I think I might need because, like I said, I have never made these before. So we'll have to see how this turns out together this morning. Found the 6 packs of colored eggs from the Dollar Tree. Oh, good. That's perfect. Now is the time to grab up any spring Easter eggs you see that you like because they'll be gone in a hurry. And some good old branches from the front yard this morning. Really expensive. All right. A little paintbrush for our Mod Podge and possibly our paint. And I think we'll be ready to get started. Now, just forewarning, this could be a little messy because, you know, anytime you use the moss, it's going to get a little messy. So spread you out like some newspaper, or maybe do this project like on the porch or in the garage or something like that, because it will get a little messy with the moss, but I am totally okay with that. And I do just realize that I forgot to grab my little floral foam to go down in my pot, and we also need a little pot. You could use a terracotta pot, you could use a little bucket, anything like that. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm just thinking in my head, I forgot my little foam piece that goes in here, but that's okay. we will just roll with it this morning. All right, so let me know where you're watching from. We have 33 friends watching. That is great this morning. How are you all this morning on this Wednesday morning? It's cold and rainy here. No sun in sight for us today, it doesn't look like. But I know spring weather is right around the corner. And so we are getting ready with some spring crafts this morning. All right, so I've opened my cone. I love this little sheer ribbon that's on this little egg package. I'm probably going to hold on to it. Yes, you're from Indiana, Darla. Thank you, Judy, for sprinkling. I appreciate that. I think we'll have lots of friends that like to join us on a cold, rainy morning for some crafts. So just sprinkle away if you have friends that love crafts. Sorry, this plastic is a little noisy. Okay, get these opened up. I'm not sure how many eggs I'm going to be using. Like I said, this is the first time I have made this project, so we're going to kind of see how it turns out together. I have the idea in my head, and you know how that goes. Sometimes it turns out the way you envision, and sometimes not. And sometimes it turns out better than you envision. Thank you, Rita. Is it snowing where you're at, Darla? Oh my goodness. It said we could have some flurries today, but I'm not holding my breath because we've hardly had any snow all winter long. I don't know what Mother Nature's thinking here in Kentucky this year. I have missed my snow. Okay, so here's what my plans are. My plans are to cover this somewhat all with the eggs, right? But they're going to be empty spaces, which I want to fill with my moss. Hi, Kathy from Pennsylvania. Nice to meet you this morning. Thanks for watching. All right, so let's get this open. Now, this moss came from the Dollar Tree, and it is going to be messy, but I do love that pop of green in there. That looks so pretty. Okay, so I went with some more muted tones when it comes to my egg colors, and then I'm going more with a natural look of the moss. Now, think about this. You could use like the paper crinkles. You could use the brown Spanish moss and do like your own color theme. You don't even have to use all of the colors of your eggs. You may just choose to keep it like a two-tone or mix and match just a couple of colors. But we'll see how this goes. Hi, Marie from Mississippi. It's snowing in Michigan. Yes. Oh, well, I love, if we had some sunny days, I would be fine with not having snow. But all we've had is rain, clouds, and just gloomy weather. It has not been very fun this winter in Kentucky. I am so jealous of you guys getting snow. Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do, I think I'm going to start with my eggs first. Or should I start with my moss first? What do you think? If you've made one of these Easter egg topiary trees, let me know what works best for you. Because like I said, I'm not quite sure. I have this idea in my head, but I'm not sure if I should start with the moss first or if I should start with the eggs first and then fill in my gaps with the moss. What do you think? Judy, when the live is over, if you go just back to my homepage, My Sweet Home, there should be a like or follow button kind of at the top part of the page. If you click on one of those, it should let you follow, and then if you can turn notifications on, you'll get notifications on when I go live too. Pat thinks the moss first. Rita, moss first. Okay, I think you might be right. Good morning, Gaynell. Thanks for watching. Hey, Mandy. All right, so I think I'm going to go with the moss first. Some of you have suggested moss, so that's what we'll go with. And I don't have to cover this completely in moss. I may just decide to cover it in let me see. I do kind of want my eggs to kind of nestle down in there. How about this? How about if I just start a row at the bottom of eggs and then we'll go from there. All right, I think that's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna glue a few of these eggs on. You will need a hot glue gun. And to make sure these all line up, I'm just gonna kind of start at the bottom and then go around. Now this project might take us a little bit of time, so feel free to hang out with me or go, you know, come back or, you know, do whatever you need to do later. I understand that not everybody has time to sit and, ouch, 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 sit and watch me do this all morning long. So I totally understand, but I just kind of wanted to experiment this morning with this fun little idea and see what I could make. I'm just rotating my colors here. I think I'm going to use all 4 colors because, I don't know, I think it looks more festive. I think a blue and white, like the blue and the cream colored eggs, would look really pretty just together. Just the blue and the white would be really pretty French country. Thank you, Mandy. Gaynell says start with the eggs first. I am going to start with the eggs first on the bottom, and then I think I might rotate and do moss and then do another layer of eggs. I don't know, we'll see. I may change my mind 2 or 3 times as we go along. Who knows, right? That's the fun part of crafting. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So you could do it any way you want and see how it turns out. Okay, we're just gonna move right along. If you're watching this morning, let me know where you're tuning in from if you haven't already said so. I'd like to welcome you this morning. And who's drinking their coffee this morning? Hi from Louisiana, Mary. Thank you for watching. All right, this glue doesn't want to dry too quickly to this styrofoam. These eggs they're really lightweight though. They're not very heavy. So it may be actually melting my eggs. My hot glue. Maybe better to use like a cool temp glue gun if you have a cool temp. Okay. And like I said, you never know. When it's the first time you've made anything, you never know how it's going to turn out. So we're winging it this morning in a way. So you guys will see this experiment either fail or turn out to be something usable with me, right with me this morning. Okay, I think I'm going to use a blue one right there. Okay, so let me move this Mod Podge out of the way and you can see what I have so far, hopefully. Let me know if you can see. Hi, Linda. Thank you. First time watching. Welcome. So glad you're watching with us this morning. Okay, my hot glues may not be gluing as well as I thought. I would pick it up, but these are still kind of a little tacky. I'm afraid they're going to roll right off there if I pick this cone up. But I think you can see what we're working with right here. Okay, so that will be the bottom. Okay, and then I'm just going to take some of this moss and just kind of tuck it. I probably need to start over here where the glue is already probably a little dry. And tuck it down in some of these empty spaces. And then I'll follow it up with a little bit of hot glue to make sure it kind of sticks down in there. And you don't have to put these eggs on in a nice straight row. You can space them out, alternate them, you know, just kind of give them a random sort of pattern. But hopefully what I'm doing here will give you an idea of what this technique looks like. And if you want to modify it when you make yours, you can do so. So tuck that down in there a little bit. Oh, the hot glue is coming off on the back. maybe some E6000 glue might actually work better for this. I'm not sure, but these eggs sure aren't wanting to stay with this hot glue, and I did not anticipate that problem. So I'm going to give them a little bit more glue and hold them on there for just a second. Okay. And I'm going to have to kind of be a little gentle with sticking that moss down in there until those eggs dry on there. Okay. So can you see kind of what we're getting with? Hey, Pat from Knoxville, Tennessee. Not too far. Thank you, Mary, for sprinkling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, and this is where I think I'm going to kind of tuck in some of my smaller eggs. And actually, I might do that. I might do that in my next step. But you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to work on one side for now. You know what I've done? This glue is stuck to my paper here. Okay, we got that. All right. I think I'm just going to work on this one side so you can see how this one side's going to develop. And then when we're all finished, I'll just take a picture of the whole thing and post it. That way it'll go quicker too. Yes, E6000 glue might work better. And a low temp gun. Yes, I think you're probably right. I do not have a low temp glue gun actually. Actually, I might, but I never use it. I'm not even sure if I have one. Isn't that crazy? Okay. All right, now, so my next row, I'm going to leave a little bit of space, okay? I don't want them super tight together, my rows. And so I'm going to alternate my colors, of course, and make sure that I put enough glue on there and hold it for just a minute. And then go back with some little, the smaller eggs and fill in some areas. I think the two different sizes of eggs, I think will give it a nice little look. Okay. All right, that one stuck pretty well. Okay, let's go with this one. I think these eggs might have like a foam, they might be made from foam. And so I'm thinking that hot glue is kind of melting my foam. The foam of my cone and the foam of my eggs maybe. And so I think that's why the glue is having a hard time keeping them on. Because I sure am putting tons of hot glue on there to make it stay. It's just not wanting to cooperate. So learn from my mistake. Use a low temp gun. Let's see. Spray adhesive works great for most. Yes, you're right. Spray adhesive does work well. I have used that, and I have a love-hate relationship with spray adhesive. It doesn't like me. I make such a mess with that stuff, and I get it everywhere. Okay. I'm just alternating my colors as I go. Let's see here. Whoop, my pink one's wanting to fall off there. Okay, so I'm just having to kind of give these a little extra time for this hot glue to kind of adhere to my cone. So it's going to take us just a tad bit longer to put this together. So I'm just going to press and hold it for a few minutes. All right. I think we're getting there. Okay. So I have those on. Now I'm going to follow up with some moss. And I kind of like the way this moss is going to look if I tuck it in between these eggs right here. What do you think? Yeah, I like that. And I may even go back and take some of these off and fill them in with some moss. Thank you, Tina, for sprinkling and watching this morning and joining me. All right. So I'm just going to kind of keep working on this side so you can see how this is going to turn out. without keeping you on here all morning long to see the whole project unfold here. Let's see. White one goes here, I think. And then I'm going to kind of tuck in some more moss. And I will put some glue on the back of this moss, but for now I'm just kind of tucking it in on here so you can kind of see what it's going to, get a good idea of what it's going to look like when it's finished. And I'm having to hold these eggs on here just a little bit longer because this hot glue is almost melting my eggs instead of making them stick like I want them to. But I love this moss because it just gives like a natural and just a rustic feel to it. And anytime I can use like natural elements, I'm all for that. I love using natural elements. Just makes it feel more real to me. Let's add some more glue. And we'll add this one right here. Okay. And we'll text. Hey, Natalie. Thank you for watching. They now make hot glue for styrofoam. I did not know that. I have not seen that. Where have I been? I need to check that out because that's probably what I need for this project. I have not seen that. That would be perfect because that's where I am running into problems right now, is this hot glue is almost too hot for the styrofoam, I think. It's wanting to melt it, I believe. All right. And we're just going to keep trucking. Keep on adding the eggs. I'm just working on this one side for now, but you can see how this is turning out. Get it at Hobby Lobby. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Good morning, Jan. Hey, Chelsea. All right. Add some more moss and we're ready for another layer. And then I'm going to go back with some smaller eggs in a minute. I think we're ready for a blue one. Okay, it's coming along. We're getting there. Okay. Gonna hold that for a minute and let that stick. Add a little bit more moss. This moss is super messy. Just be prepared. But sometimes messy is a good thing when we're creating. All right, what color do we need next? Let's say a green. Actually, I probably need to put a green there. We'll see. I don't want any two colors too close together. Okay, it's starting to look more like a tree now. Ah, you're decorating cookies this morning. That sounds yummy. Chelsea is an awesome cookie decorator. I've shared some of her cookie designs over in our decorating group, and she's amazing. Amazing at what she creates. I just can't get over some of the things that she has created on her cookies. I mean, it's like unreal. You all can check out her page. She is Farmhouse Cookies, I believe that's right. And she is here in Kentucky. So if you are a Kentucky person, you want to check her out. She's got some amazing designs for cookies. Sugar cookies, I should say. She is definitely a cookie artist. Okay, I think you're going to get the idea of where we're going with this. And I think I have too many eggs along the bottom. So you are definitely going to be able to learn from my mistakes when you're creating yours. And hopefully yours will turn out even better. I'm still not sure if mine's going to be a flop yet or not. I'm still debating. I'm still on the fence on how mine's going to turn out. And sometimes you have to wait until you get almost to the end before you really know for sure. And I think that's kind of what situation I'm in this morning. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I think it will turn out. I'm just not sure if it's going to turn out how I had it in my head. If that makes sense. But we'll see. It will be a tree of some sort. My eggs just are not wanting to cooperate with the hot glue this morning. So definitely learn from that mistake of mine. If you take anything away from this project, definitely know that hot glue is not the way to go here. Okay. I think, okay, I'm not sure what color I need to put there, but I'm going to keep on going around and adding my moss. We're getting close to the top, so that's a good sign on this side anyway. And I will probably finish the other side off camera and then post a picture for you of the finished piece after I sign off. Because waiting for this glue to dry on these eggs is like watching paint dry or like waiting for water to boil, you know. A watch pot never boils. Thank you, Chelsea. That's right. There are no mistakes, only happy little accidents. I like that philosophy. I like that philosophy. Okay. I think I'm going to put that pink one right there. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish the top, if I'm just going to add an egg to the very top, like a star, or if I'm just going to kind of cover it with some moss and make it just like a little rounded shape or a pointed shape. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see what that's going to look like in a moment. And then I'm going to add some smaller eggs in some of these little gaps too to kind of give it some dimension, I believe. Let's see. I don't know. I think a big egg would look too awkward at the top. So I might just cover it with some moss and kind of make it look like that. What do you think? Let me know if you've made one of these before. I am so curious. I see pictures of these all over the Pinterest. And so I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to give it my own try. I guess this morning. Hi, Cynthia from Georgia. Pat, loving this. Got to make one. Thank you. Oh, good. Good. Just learn from my mistakes. Hot glue doesn't work well if you're using foam or plastic eggs, probably. Bunny ears on top would be cute. Yes. Or a little chick or a little bird, maybe even. Yes, that would be cute. Good idea. That little egg is not all the way dry. Okay, so I think you can see kind of what this is going to look like. I think I have too many eggs on the bottom, so I'm probably going to take some of those off in a little bit and rework those. But for now, let's go in on this side. And I'm going to add some of these smaller eggs, and you can kind of get an idea of what the smaller ones are going to look like along with the larger ones, and see if it's something that you might want to try as well. I kind of think I'm going to like the different sizes mixed and matched together. I think that's going to kind of give it a little bit extra dimension. And it'll kind of break up a little bit of the colors too, because I have some slightly different colored of the smaller eggs. They're all still the same style, just different sizes and just slightly different shades of colors. They're all still those muted tones, which I really like. So they do work well together, but if you decide to do different colors, just make sure that your colors are sort of in the same color families at least, so that they don't kind of clash. And I think you could get away with that. Let's see. I do like the smaller ones with it. Yes, love it. Hi, Barbie from Alabama. Thank you for watching. If you all like the smaller ones mixed in with the larger ones, I think it kind of gives it just a little more of a dimension together with the big ones. It kind of breaks up the big bulkiness of the big ones. And you could fill this as full of eggs. You can put the eggs tighter together, but I really wanted to make sure that my moss comes through, because I love using this green moss, and so I really wanted to make sure it was going to show up really well too. And so I'm okay with spacing my eggs a little bit farther apart so that moss really shows. There we go. I like these little eggs, and these all of my eggs that I'm using today came from Hobby Lobby, and they do have them in stock right now in their Easter decor, because I was just there last week and saw some, so I know that you can get your hands on some right now. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Cynthia. Like it with the smaller ones? Good. I think so too. I think it looks pretty sweet. Okay, now just let me give you kind of a rundown of what I'm thinking I'm going to do, because when I sign off here, I'm going to go ahead and finish it and then post a picture for you. I'm going to be using this pot here, and what I'm going to be doing is putting a floral foam piece down in here, and I'm going to be using my sticks, if you will. I'm going to trim these down to size, but I'm going to stick these sticks up in here to kind of create my trunk. You could use a dowel rod or something like that, and then I'm going to stick it down in my pot, I think. Or, you know what, as I'm sitting here looking at this on here, I kind of like it like this without the sticks or the dowel rod in it, I think. But I do think I have too many eggs along the bottom, so I'm going to kind of go back and fix that a little bit, fix the spacing. So it's going to be a little work in progress here for a little bit. So if you want to stay with me, I can kind of keep working. If not, I may just finish it off camera and post a picture in a little bit and let you be surprised on how it turns out. I might do that. We'll glue a few more little ones on, little eggs, and then I think I'll finish it off camera, so I do not make you ladies bored this morning with my experimenting. But thank you for watching this morning. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you, Vonnie, for your compliments and sweet words. You ladies are so sweet. I love spring, and I'm just so ready for spring. So I'm getting my spring crafting on, and I've put away all of my snowmen decorations. I've put those up because they have just not helped bring me any snow this year. So I packed them away, and I've brought out all the bunnies. Are you going to put anything as a topper? I'm not sure about the topper. I think I've thought about putting another large egg on the top. I've thought about just using the moss to kind of make it look more like a true, like a tree shape here at the top, sort of like this. Someone recommended bunny ears for a topper. I'm not sure. Thank you for watching from California. Hi, Maria. And oh, thank you, Bonnie. You're so sweet. Okay, that one's stuck on there pretty well. Okay, so oops, pulled that loose. So obviously I've got a little bit more work to finish this little topiary with. And so let me sign off and finish what we've got going here. And then you ladies come back and stay tuned. I'll post a picture of what the finished topiary looks like, and even style it in a little vignette for you. But hopefully this gives you some inspiration on what you can do and things not to do if you make your Easter egg topiary tree as well, okay? So you all keep sprinkling and sharing the video, and just stay tuned for a photo coming shortly, okay? I will talk to you ladies soon, and stay tuned for our next spring crafting video coming soon. Bye, ladies.